letting a third-person carpool in your truck in Lumber Tycoon 2 is just not so ideal due to there not being a third seat. Some of you may not know this, but did you know that if a character just stands in the truck, there is a chance of them being kicked for teleporting? And clearly they're not. It's just something to do with the client. Sometimes your truck can get stuck, such as if you drive it across one of my door bridge type styles. You can't really do anything there. You could get out the blueprint, but then it'll just be a big issue and you'll end up getting stuck and screwing yourself over. This isn't just for door bridges though. This could be for any platform that you drive on that your truck could possibly get stuck on. Even though doing the blueprint trick is very easy and effective, it could still get in the way of items. This is not a good example, but let's pretend that this is the only place I could rotate my truck. Sometimes you just want to go over a pile of items and just not manually take out all of the items, pretend there's more items in this truckload, and not create a big scene whilst trying to rotate the truck out of the way. And then there's always the classic item stuck under the truck. Sometimes when you get in your truck and you rotate the truck of the blueprint, sometimes it doesn't always work out well and you're still stuck on some items, especially if you're right next to a pile of items. Last but not least, sometimes you want to just monkey around at the top of the mountain and show some skills to your friends. But more importantly, you're just trying to legitimately get somewhere, such as the golden zombie wood area. And sometimes your truck can get stuck like this. Normally, your truck is just unsavable. Sometimes you can save it with a blueprint like this, but then your truck will just tumble like that. To save the criticizers some work here, I feel like you probably could technically save your truck without ruining it like that, but in my opinion, like right there, my second attempt of trying to save that, it's probably going to be a game over. So to save you some hard work from having to try and hopefully hope that you can save your truck from a fall like that, I have a new vehicle in store for you that you should create. Fellow JB dragmotoxboss community member, JK Bunny, came up with this vehicle weld design first try. And I'm here to present it for him, not only to promote this legendary vehicle weld, but to also get moolah off of this video for it. That is the most false statement that an LT2 YouTuber can say, because most LT2 YouTubers don't even make nearly as much to have a sustainable income. So no, I'm not doing this for the money. To kick it off, we have the 3-seater vehicle. Let's pretend there's someone in here. So the third person does not have a chance of being kicked for supposed teleporting. All right, I will mention that this is lagging a little bit, probably because both these accounts are on the same exact device. For other people, there will be way less of a chance for lagging, but if you are playing on a laggy computer or PC or whatever, then there is a higher chance of lagging. Keep that in mind. If that will be an issue for you, then there are still many more factors about this vehicle that you should definitely take into consideration for building one of these types of vehicles for yourself. We have the ultimate bring back up feature or rebound feature. I don't actually know what to call this. Sometimes you can accidentally get yourself backed up like this, but with the snowmobile under there, you can drive right back up onto the cliff. Might take a couple seconds, and you could just get back up like nothing ever happened. Let's test this again. Look, wheel off. Normally you wouldn't be able to get back up. You could slide right back on. Boom. Another feature is the added weight that the snowmobile adds to the vehicle, therefore causing less of a chance for the truck to flip. You could just see it right in the truck's movements. Obviously, it's not 100% flip proof, but it adds weight, which decreases the chances of a vehicle flipping over. That's the most common thing that you'll hear people making vehicle welding videos on YouTube in the LT2 community say about welded vehicles. Another big feature is that if you get stuck on one of my style door bridge, instead of actually being stuck and having to rotate your vehicle and, you know, not having much of a chance for the truck to survive, you could just hop into the little snowmobile here glide on through. Obviously, it does have a better chance where the snowmobile is positioned. This one is not exactly entirely on, but you can kind of get the gist of this. You could still drag this up. But if it is not working for what I'm doing right now, you can always just, yes, do that. Although sometimes you can absolutely fling your truck out of the way, but we'll talk about that feature that I just did in a second here. You can also get out of the main vehicle here and go into the snowmobile if your vehicle gets stuck like this. You can always just drive the snowmobile to get yourself off of this little platform or to the next area or whatever. If you're stuck in an area and you don't want to use the blueprint glitch to get your vehicle out of there, then all you need to do is pick up the snowmobile, and no joke, it picks up the entire truck. Well, actually, you guys can believe me because you just saw me do it like a minute and a half ago or a minute ago when I did it before I talked about it. Another thing that the pickup truck is useful for is if you're trying to back in items and you don't want to rotate it out of there. I kind of messed up the pile, but that is beyond the point. Let's say you have an item storing base, lots more items, and you're trying to put a bunch of items onto the pile, but you don't want to rotate your truck to disrupt the items. Just pick up the snowmobile, rotate it like that, dump it, play around with it, and you could basically just, yeah, fling your truck over like that and get it back to normal. This is what you need for the vehicle, and this is the cost of every single time you spawn in the vehicle. So, like what was just mentioned, you need a Val's all-purpose hauler, which costs 19K, alright? You can find all vehicles and trailers at the Box Car Store, which is right over there, alright? I'm not gonna walk you through how the hell to get over there. I think you guys can do this yourselves, alright? You guys are old enough. Place the truck spawn pad wherever, as long as it is on the floor. Even, it actually doesn't necessarily matter where it is level-wise, as long as there's not a spawn pad disrupting this area at all, or like an item or a structure. Then what you're going to do is you're going to get a snowmobile spawn pad, which can be found in, yes, back here, this gift. Open it up, snowmobile box. Open that up and you'll get this snowmobile spawner, which is this. You cannot buy this in the stores, but you can obtain this from other players by buying from them, all right? So buy that present right there, back there, or you could buy from me at the legendary JB's gift shop whenever I stream, all right? So you're gonna get one of these, and you're going to put 7 studs back from the front, all right? I don't know if I said that the best way I could, but count, all right? This is 1 stud. Here's a little trick, all right? Every single plank is equivalent to 1 stud on a spawn pad. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And make sure that these 2 buttons are also aligned as well. Next, you're gonna need your button and 2 wires, which you can get at Woods R Us. Like I said, you guys are old enough. You guys can figure out how to get the stuff in Woods R Us from there, all right? Hook up the wires to the spawn pads like so, or however you want to, as long as it doesn't obstruct anything. And did you know you can actually like very casually place the wire like this and it'll still freaking work? Watch. Yeah, but don't go too crazy, because if you put it like out here or like too far away from the button, it won't work. Once you finish placing the first wire, get a second wire, start it at the end of the first wire, and you could just do that if you want to. So now, once you spawn this in, this will cost a total of 840 lumber bucks. My YouTube Base's money account is pretty much crying right now because I spawned this in so many times last night. Simply push the button. Boom. You got yourself a nice welded vehicle like so. There's one more tip that you guys need to know to get this vehicle to move, because right now it is currently stuck if you try to drive. What you're going to do is you're going to turn your camera under here, hover your mouse or your cursor over the snowmobile spawn pad, press E to check, click on move, then back up. Forwards won't work because the wire could obstruct you from moving. You could set up the wires a certain way so that it does not do that, but don't worry about it, just go backwards, all right? and then press B, and you're done, all right? And not that this is too much of an issue anymore, but you also have the blueprint thing open automatically, so you don't have to go out of your truck if you need to use the blueprints, all right? But hold on, you thought I was done with talking about vehicle advantages? No, I am not. There's not one new type of vehicle, but 2 new types of welded vehicles in this video. This one is made by me. I decided to step it up a notch and have a 4-seater version of this truck rather than a 3-seater, all right? It still has the same ability of being able to pick up the truck and moving it around like so, just like the last one. Not a shocker. You can also back up, boom, like that, and you can also save yourself just like the last vehicle. Not a surprise either. But I know it's not time to list off the cons of both of these vehicles yet, but I would like to mention that you can still drive the truck with the snowmobile if it gets stuck like this. But there is one thing I want you to mention, all right? With the way this vehicle is designed, it is designed to have both of these snowmobiles be in level position. Therefore, normally that feature that I just did does not work, all right? But I guess sometimes you could just get slightly lucky and you'll be able to hop into the front snowmobile and drive the front snowmobile and still have that feature work for you. The weight is increased, and increased more than just having one snowmobile. So having 2 snowmobiles makes it so that the truck is even more flip resistant. Now, this is the biggest advantage of all time when it comes to these 2 new types of welded trucks, all right? This truck with one snowmobile, you can have the headlights on shining light. You can also go in here, press L, get yourself a little bit of extra light, right? Well, for this, if you have 2 snowmobiles, if you need that extra tiny bit of light, if you want to have a little party or some crap like that, 1 vehicle, and then let's get in the other one, 2 extra vehicles, extra light, all in 1 vehicle. And how can we forget, but it's too obvious, it could seat 4 people. That's why it's called a 4-seater after all. Now, let's teach you how to build this puppy. To kick off this vehicle building session, first off, you're going to need the classic, yes, the classic $19,000 truck in Lumber Tycoon 2 that's so famous and so large. After that, you're going to need to put a nice legendary snowmobile 7 studs away from the front. Well, 7 studs into this, like so, just like the last one. But for this next step, you're going to put another snowmobile right there. That simple. 2 studs up, like, I don't even need to say it, all right? You see where it is, okay? For in terms of logic, this time you're going to need a legendary button, not 2, but 3 wires, and this legendary little device called the signal delay found all the way across the ferry, where the ferry takes you, or whatever you call it, to Link's logic, all right? Look up a tutorial on how to get to there, all right? Actually, I probably should make one. So just look up my tutorial if I have a tutorial out on it yet. First off, you're going to put the signal delay, well, I mean, preferably right here. And then here's a little life hack that Electrotech taught me, all right, from his video, all right? You can actually wire up the button right here. Actually, yeah, it's right here. You can turn it sideways. You can have it hook up to this thing without putting a wire on the button. If you try to do it for the other side, for some reason it does not work. I do not understand it. Probably just slightly off. It's probably just slightly off. I don't know. Make sure your signal delay is at max settings. This is what it will look like when it comes out of the box. Put it up to max, all right? Put it up to max. That's probably why that one snowmobile was like lower than the other. So maybe put it at the second highest. I don't know. I'll just put it at the second highest, all right? Then what you're going to do is you're going to put a wire and specifically hook it up to the button, the end of the button right there, like so, and hook this up to the first snowmobile. Cool trick. Then what you're going to do next is you're going to put the other 2 wires on this side here. Put it on this button, all right? You know what? The button probably did not work on this side, probably because this is an output side and this is the input side. That's probably why it didn't work. Get the second wire and then hook it up to this and then run it all the way up to the second snowmobile spawner. Did it really quick there. I didn't even need the pause. And then boom, you're done. This will not cost 830 lumber bucks each time you spawn this in, but this will cost 1,190 lumber bucks per time you spawn this in. Watch. So what this does is the snowmobile spawns in, and then it takes a second to go on top of that second snowmobile spawn pad, and then the truck and the second snowmobile spawn in like that, and boom, you have your 4-seater truck. And how to get out of here? Just like last time. Press E to check, press move, back up like so, press B, and then boom, you got your blueprints out and your hotbar there when you're driving the truck. Hooray. Now, just because these are the ideal vehicles to put the snowmobiles on, that does not mean that you can't tag on the snowmobile onto a different vehicle weld. You could pretty much take this to almost any other vehicle weld. We're going to do Apton's famous, well, not really famous now, but the old one was famous. That doesn't work, but this is his new version, the Mega Truck. We're going to put this snowmobile here, and we're going to get a second wire here, right here. Very convenient that it's placed there. I placed it at the beginning of the video, well, before I started recording. I'm just going to get this little wire here. When I spawn in the Mega Truck, it will also have a little snowmobile placed right inside of it. Oh my goodness, this is a large truck. Keep in mind, this truck is going to be one of the trickiest truck welds to get out of its little slot. Because first off, how I get this out is I press E to check, move, to get that out of there. Actually, never mind. It was a lot easier than I thought it would be. Holy crap. Look at how flip resistant that is. But then boom, disaster, disaster. What do you do? What do you do? Rotate it. Rotate it. That's simple. And you're done. You're done. It's fixed. It's fixed. You can also try with 2 snowmobiles. Go ahead. Don't know if that's exactly going to work. It probably will. You can do that on your own freaking time, all right? Now, here comes the worst part of the entire video. The cons of the trucks, all right? There are many cons about these trucks. We're going to kick it off with the driving up the ramp issues. Sometimes when you're driving up a ramp, like so, your snowmobile can get a little stuck. Kind of an issue. What you can do to solve this is try to go with max momentum, and you can absolutely power through it like a champ doing a workout during his lunch break. Now, here comes the second con. I want you guys to watch my money in the top right corner there. Are you watching? All right. 1, 2, 3. Obviously, Apton's Mega Truck is not a part of this video technically, but the point is that spawning in welded trucks do cost more, all right? So make sure to have lumber bucks handy. Another con is sometimes the 2 snowmobile truck will spawn in like this. The bottom snowmobile is lower, causing this truck to wobble, but then that kind of actually helps solve one of the cons of this truck, because normally if the 2 snowmobiles are even with each other, then you cannot drive the snowmobile when your truck is stuck on a doorbridge like this or a platform like this. All right, but when it's like this, you can actually drive it just like a 1 snowmobile version. This type of truck, and probably the 4-seater as well, or maybe not, maybe it has less of a chance due to the snowmobiles usually being up higher. When you drive down, sometimes it can get stuck like that too. But then again, if it does, you can always just do that. Yeah. If you have a person in the snowmobile, or should I say infamous, more of a chance for more lag. But that's probably a given. 2% of truck space that this snowmobile takes up that could have been filled with stock of season items, but no, the snowmobile obstructs part of the truck bed. And it's even worse for the 2 snowmobile one. Like, holy crap, all the tutorial, get the items, go, 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 go. If you want to get it for the 3-seating ability, go, 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 go. If you want to get the 4-1 for the 4-seating ability, go do it. If you want to get this for the cliff-saving ability, go do it. If you were worried about the pick-upable truck ability, go do it. Or if you're worried about the little snowmobile trick life hack that you can use by hopping onto the snowmobile to push your truck along when your truck is stuck and could normally not move, then go make this truck. Or if you're just here for the extra lighting, go make this truck. Go do it now!